fixing my hair here. Okay, I think it's good. Did not realize that was still going.
Don't delete it. No, you gotta save it all. That's good.
My God.
That's content.
That's content. This is a video podcast.
That's hashtag content right there.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ted, and welcome to episode 3 of Regular People. And I'm here with Solon.
Hey guys, I'm Solon. I run Rainy Day Let's Play. It's a local YouTube outfit cult club. We also live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/our Rainy Day Let's Play. On YouTube, it's fashioned as RDLP because that's our brand.
Good, consistent branding. No, I got you.
We got the brand down. It's blue. It's cool. It's cute. And we just have big, flirty fun doing dating sims all day, every day.
Is that really what you all do? That's what Rainy Day Let's Play is you do all dating sims?
We do a lot of games. So it's a huge variety stream, just different stuff constantly. I'm playing like 5 or 6 different games right now.
Yeah.
I've decided to take it on myself as a YouTuber, as a live streamer, as a human being to take a break. Like for 2 weeks, I'm like, let's not record these games. And oh, it's been nice.
I think it's super good. Are you like taking a break in terms of sort of just like you're bored of like streaming, or is it like a mental thing where you're like, I play, like for myself recently, I posted this on Twitter. I mostly play games as a performance.
Yep.
Never for myself. And it's something that I just started doing again recently, where I picked up a Nintendo Switch, which my girlfriend Timber took to work today. So I didn't have the Switch, but that's okay. But we were like
without your Switch.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I was thinking about live streaming.
Lifeline.
I was thinking about live streaming Breath of the Wild, but she took the Switch today. And the thing is like that's the first game that I've like really just like sunk hours and hours into in a really long time. It's been forever since I've decided to like just play a game for myself.
Yep. For me, that's Destiny 2.
Oh yeah, okay, so that's what you're doing. You're not like live streaming it or anything
right,
like that.
because I'm just grinding up so that I can raid with everybody. And everyone's like 2 weeks ahead of me on this whole curve.
Right.
And so I was like, you know what? I don't need to stream this. I'm gonna relax. Destiny 2 is not a fun game. It is work. You when you do it, it's got this nice like feedback loop where you grind on a thing and then it gives you a thing back.
Okay.
And it does it so consistently that it feels nice. I wouldn't say I would want to stream it though, because I would, as a performer, not want to fill the void of entertainment that Destiny 2 creates. You play it and you push it pushes itself onto you, and it doesn't give you much room to push back on it as a performance spectacle, or as
that's
even
a good
just
way to put that,
as just a fun space to be in.
I feel like that's the way a lot of first-person shooters are. I mean, it's the game itself. Destiny 2 is kind of grindy in general, and the thing is, it's
and the loops that it has in it are designed exactly the same as World of Warcraft.
Yeah, or
even some of the Diablo loops.
There's a lot of repetition in what you're doing, and the thing is when it comes to being a live streamer, at least for myself, and because this is the only way I have to relate to that sort of thing for myself. It's like, I don't have the ability to comment on things that are just the same over and over and over again. It becomes nothing to me. It's not exciting for anyone to watch. You know, it's like after watching that 50 times, what's the point of continuing to watch that if I can't make new jokes about the same thing happening over and over again?
Anyways, welcome to Ted's Friends. Have you met my friend Ted?
Thank you.
We're going to talk about this whole episode.
What are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about performing.
Are we? I mean, that's fine. It's
whatever. And on Twitch.
It's whatever you see. That's the thing.
That's what I love talking about.
That's good. That's fine. I mean,
the
format.
Don't know this. You don't know this. You don't even know this. I'm going to tell you this. I've done lectures at universities about this. I've been a lot of my work is just around talking about what it's like to sit down in front of your computer and play a game for work. Yeah. Because what we do is labor. What we do is like hard stuff. Sure. The things that happen behind the camera, I think, are super cool, and that's why I want to talk to you about.
That's awesome. Like today, I streamed for 3.5 hours, and it's like I get done with that. I feel fine right now, but it's like days that I'm streaming 6 hours,
Yep.
or 5 or 6 hours, I notice myself at the end of it. I'm like, I'm not as entertaining anymore. Like I'm actually fatigued. And it's like I get done and I'm mentally just like, I'm going to sit. I don't want to do anything.
tell you, that's not a bad thing.
Sure.
That's not a bad thing to be fatigued in an entertainment standpoint, because the people watching you know that you've been up at this for 4, 5, 6 hours, and they are happy to see you fatigued.
Yeah.
Because that makes them feel like you are normal.
I think the thing, though, is, at least for me, my time slot and the way I stream, I like to use my evenings for myself. So I stream during the day.
Yep.
I'm big on, like, is this like lowering? I feel like it was getting lower and lower. I'm just like,
I want you to be down here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this microphone.
Yes.
But
Everyone, let's join in getting in Ted's crotch.
Wonderful.
Sorry, Tim.
Sorry, Timber. So the thing is though, my time slot, so I go from like 12:30 normally, and then days that I'm not doing like the podcast like this, I'll go maybe until 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock.
That's a work day.
Yeah.
That's a whole work
It's
day
all
worth
day.
of hours.
And the thing is I have a lull, a noticeable lull in between two different times where there's more people on Twitch, where at 12:30, I get this immediate boost, like a bunch of people come in and are watching and are there from like 12:30 to 2:30.
Yep.
And then 2:30 to 4:30, there's this huge lull of people where nobody that like, it's the East Coast has gone to, or the Europe has gone to bed.
Yep.
And the people who are coming home from work have not necessarily come home from work and gone on Twitch yet.
Right.
It's
and you
normally
feel that momentum shift.
Exactly. You feel
As
like
the performer,
go
you feel
down, and then at like 4:30 around there, my regulars that show up in the evening start popping back in, and it's all the East Coast people that start showing up. And it's very interesting feeling that big momentum shift like that. It can be discouraging in that middle, like middle loop there where nobody's like around, you know?
Yep. I feel that a lot because of the Let's Plays that I make on YouTube. Mm-hmm. But it's a little different because the beginning, you'll have a big surge, right?
Yeah.
Of people watching and enjoying. And then as they're like, I don't know about this game so much, maybe I'll catch the next one. It'll start to peter off as you make a Let's Play. So if I do something like we just finished Final Fantasy 12, a very long game.
Right.
And we got into it to such an extent that we were like, let's not beat the game. Let's 100% it.
Oh my God. Okay.
And that was great. We made a lot of very cool stuff that people did not necessarily catch. And so there's this fight that we do as Let's Players is like, do we want to make a bunch of short series? Do we want to make a long series? Do we want to complete the games that we start? Mm-hmm. Or do we want to start them, wait until everyone gets bored, and then leave? The problem is that when you leave early, all of the people that are really passionate about that one game, and it'll be something where it's like we get 100 views on the first episode, mm-hmm. and then like 12 or 13 by the end. Like
right.
Part 23, part 24. It's a lot to go through, but those 12 or 13 people are there every single time.
Sure.
And they really, really love it. And when you make something that is like really good, which a lot of those later episodes on RDLP, like episode 23, was stellar. Was like, mm-hmm. there was like skits in it. There was things that happened that they latched onto, and they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I made that. It was dope. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. And they're like, I loved it. And I'm like, thank you.
I think
so. There's a weird give and take where it's like those 100 views on episode 1 are gonna show up, and they're gonna join in, and they're gonna give you this like, oh, I really like your channel. Mm-hmm. I like what you're making. But they won't be like, okay, this part at 13:45, this part at 10 minutes into the video, you said this, and this, and it really spoke to me. And I'm like, that's the stuff that also gets me at the end tail of those series. I don't know. There's a weird labor value to it, and just how the momentum shifts at the macro level when you make a very long form thing, mm-hmm. like a Let's Play that's going to last on the internet forever,
right?
Versus the live streams that is, you do this every day as a ritual. So it's a ritual in other people's lives too.
One thing,
it's kind of cool.
It is.
It's cool. The micro macro level. That's what I was trying to get at. Big scales, little scales.
One thing about you in particular that is a little bit different than most of the other streamers that I know is you chose not to become an affiliate.
No.
You chose not to because of something I didn't realize when I was signing the contract.
Something you didn't quite realize when you signed that affiliate contract. No,
there's multiple things that I didn't realize when I was signing that contract. So one,
that is a land grab,
as myself,
by the way. Twitch is doing a land grab. They do a good job, and they really do. Every time someone gets affiliate, my friend Kino33 on Twitch just got his affiliate status yesterday, and it was awesome. We were like, you did it, you deserved it. And then Twitch also says, you have earned this. You have worked hard for this. Good job. Which is a little manipulative.
It is, but they say, the thing is they go, you can't stream on YouTube.
You can't.
You are exclusively a Twitch streamer.
Yep.
And I believe that applies to Facebook Live as well.
That does apply to Facebook
but
Live.
I don't know if that actually...
Mixer, any other streaming services.
Now, I don't know if what that means is I can't put content other places that I make. Like this, for example, I used to pre-record, or that first episode of the podcast that I did with my buddy Scout, we did a...
Which was awesome, by the way. That's how I got into this.
I'm glad you really liked it.
I was like, Scout's such a good friend.
They're
I
awesome.
Hang out with Scout.
Oh,
Scout's a great friend.
They're fantastic.
And I was like, I want to be Ted's friend. And I want you to think I'm a great friend that I want to be hung out with.
Fucking goddamn it. What was it? So I broadcasted that on Facebook Live.
Yep.
And it got a bunch of views on there. And the thing was I was like, was that against the terms of service or what I did where I pre-recorded that and then broadcasted it? Like, I don't understand.
I haven't read the text. So I don't know the exact text, but from my understandings of it, I don't think their goal is to compete with any kind of live streaming, just strictly games. Interesting.
Okay.
If I were to understand this. So
I'm going to have to read that contract through again.
So there's three different things that I want to say about the Twitch affiliate status. They don't want you streaming games on any other platform because you're there. That you are owned by them now to stream on their service. I don't think that applies to things that are not games.
Right. That's Ace going after my roommate.
That's actually people online telling me I'm wrong. Keep it down in the back, guys.
So
there's that. There's not game stuff. I'm pretty sure it should be fine.
Right.
The other thing about the Twitch affiliate status is that there's no legislative body to check on you.
Right.
And what's the worst they could do is take your affiliate status away.
They could ban you from Twitch.
They could ban you from Twitch, but I mean, you're not partnered with them. They haven't done anything big for you. I guess my main point is that there's a lot of people affiliated on Twitch for a lot of different things, doing a lot of different things. Definitely just read that contract close, because if you, like me, are on YouTube, there are definitely benefits to not being affiliated.
So is it just that you can't live stream on YouTube, or you can't post content to YouTube?
I can post content to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
For sure, what I do know, what I can tell you is that you can take your VODs on Twitch and put them on YouTube, just wholesale, as an affiliate, as a sponsor, as a partner, at any level. They don't really care about video that is saved forever, because they're not in the business of saving video.
No, they are not.
Of
it's really interesting, though. They have had this video upload thing available, and it's been in beta for ever since last TwitchCon.
Yep.
It's been in beta and nobody uses it. And the thing is I've tried using it. The last podcast that I did, or the first episode of this with Scout, I posted it on Twitch, and in the couple months since I did it, it got 58 views. Random people are going and watching it, which is great. That's what I wanted to have happen.
Yep.
And I plan on doing that with all of these, But the thing is I feel like, especially with YouTube, sort of having this thing going on with them, with this whole adpocalypse thing, and content being
the demonetization of
immediately
queer content on
that
YouTube.
As well. It's just,
can I live, YouTube? Let me live.
The thing is that they Twitch has this opportunity, but I feel like I'm curious. I don't know if they really do, because it's due to advertisers pulling out. I don't know if they have the opportunity to come in as a video streaming service. I don't know if, or as a VOD service. I don't know if advertisers are going to go to, like, I guess people are sort of thinking, like, why hasn't some other video service stepped in? It's ripe for another video service to step in. The issue isn't video services themselves. Other video services would do it if they could get advertisers who would.
There's a lot of things that YouTube does that nothing else could do without the resources that YouTube has.
Oh, absolutely.
Does Twitch have those resources being backed by Amazon?
Yeah.
The way YouTube is backed by Google? I don't even think so. I actually do not believe that they could pull off just the things that you can do when you upload a video to YouTube is just unbelievable.
Sure.
Whether it's a phone video, whether it's at 240p, whether it, like, regardless of anything, all the codecs that they have available, the guts of that that system are solid. And even if the rest of YouTube is a hot flaming disaster,
sure,
which it very much is.
It's
but yeah, the interesting thing about Twitch's video infrastructure is that they're doing the VOD system, where you can stream your VODs.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And that's the thing.
That's
like,
interesting.
That's what I plan
that
on
could
doing
change
is, like, in my, like, looking at my Twitch channel and what I, sort of want to do with it, my eventual idea is have my Twitch stream be a show. Yep. Not a here's me playing video games for 4 or 5 hours. I would love to eventually have enough backlogged content or just content in general where I can stream for 2 hours and then, for example, do the podcast or post the podcast and VOD that for the next hour. And then I can come back and stream for another 2 hours. It's like, I want it to be an actual show, and like some of the stuff that I have planned that I don't want to say about it because I don't want anybody to pop up with this idea now.
Don't steal my idea. No, it's all good.
The thing is like, my thought is, like, I've wanted, and I posted this on Twitter, is I want a sidekick on my show. But the thing is I figured out a way to do it with pre-recorded VODs. So that way I can cut between it and actually have a sidekick and make it into more of a show. Like, and that's what, like, sort of my idea of development is for it. But I would love, with this VOD, idea with the VOD casts and stuff, it would also be fun to be able to perhaps build up enough content where I can just leave the channel running 24/7 and with, like, crazy, like, with all this extra content, just let it run 24/7 so that if folks wanted to drop in, could.
I've made 2,200 videos now over the last 6 years. I would love if those just played on a channel while I was not streaming.
Yeah.
Because there is some really good stuff buried way, way deep in playlists.
I don't know why you couldn't do that. Just,
no.
You could, I mean, it would take forever to upload a bunch of videos.
I know. Yeah.
But
the
you could
logistics of it are
absolutely
kind of
start
boggling.
doing that, where you have your schedule out. I'm going to be streaming at this time, and this time.
Yeah.
But in between there, I'm going to be broadcasting this, or, like, come up with the schedule for those broadcasts, say, like, from this time to this time, it's going to be this series that I've recorded a long while back. I think that would be cool as well.
So I've done something the last month, because of technology limitations on my computer. I found a game that was too big for me to actually stream because my computer is not very strong.
By too big,
have found out.
What does that mean?
Grand Theft Auto Online takes 2 gigabytes of processing just out the box. I'm now knowing that is very large for a game to do. And so I found out I couldn't stream it. I can record it, though.
Right.
And so, because of the technological limitations, I made up a new format where I live streamed the raw video that we captured, which meant that I couldn't interact with chat via video, but I could interact with chat in chat.
Yeah.
Which is super interesting.
Oh, that's
which is
cool.
Very interesting.
Oh, so you were live streaming, or so you had a pre-recorded video that you were live streaming.
Yep.
And you were there.
I'm watching past me in the past do some bits and jokes and do the thing. And me and the other people I was recording these with were also in chat.
Yeah. So
being like, oh, I remember when that happened. Oh my gosh, this is about to happen, and just kind of like hamming it up.
You know what's
in
funny?
Chat. Which is a weird place to perform from.
I think that's very similar to, for example, There's, for example, like Japanese TV shows and variety shows where what they will have is they'll have the video that's recorded, and then you'll notice in the corner, and people always comment on this, why do they have that? It's the same thing as fucking Twitch and YouTube. It's the same exact thing. You want to see the person's reaction to things. So they have those people in the corner, the hosts of the show, like watching the video and then laughing at stuff.
It's like, what are these guys doing?
It's the same sort of thing.
Yep.
And we had an idea that we were going to do that when I was in San Diego. We actually have it totally recorded, and it's waiting on me to be finished. But we recorded this video that's going to end up being about an hour and a half worth of content, one big video, and it was called Burrito Game 2. And Burrito Game 1, I had filmed. Burrito Game 2, and for those who don't follow my content normally, what it was four San Diego streamers, got in a car and we went to 10 burrito shops in one day.
Okay.
And we had a little CD that had everyone's name with like a quarter of the section written on it.
Yep.
And so every time we popped with a little thing on my CD player that stuck like down so that when we popped it out, it would turn and it would point at somebody's name. And so whoever came out or whoever's little name was being pointed at,
so you had a spinner. You had a spinner of everyone's names via this compact disc in your car. Whoever came out they were chosen.
Yep. And so we drove around to 10 burrito places and we filmed it. We had a GoPro on the hood, we had a camera in the back, and then we had a camera in the front. And that's how we did it. And it turned out
the most San Diego thing
it was awesome.
Ever heard.
And so I did one and it turned out great. And it was for my personal YouTube channel. And then I did a second one with local San Diego streamers. And like my goal was to start motivating everyone like as a unit in San Diego. Like my thought was, let me start pushing everyone toward working together on content so that everyone can like start raising each other up and start doing more together. Because as like an individual, not as much work can get done, not as much can get done as quickly, and not as many people will see your stuff. But if you have, for example, 4 streamers doing stuff and broadcasting stuff to their audience,
run the crew.
You all lift each other up in that situation. You all spread love to each other and to different audiences.
Let's talk about sharing the labor.
Sure.
Because I know that the production that you're putting together here involves you. It definitely involves Timber, your partner.
What?
For as another person, just support and promotion and just being another body. I've got...
You mean the podcast here?
Not the podcast specifically, but like your work.
Oh, yeah.
Your body of work as a YouTuber, as a live streamer, as on Twitch. And I've got my roommate who helps me just by like being like, hey, a new video's out, guys.
Yeah.
Tweeting out the stuff. And like, that's it.
Sure.
We don't have anyone else.
You do. That's the thing.
The dream is like having multiple content creators working with you as like a network. But I've actually struggled with that a lot.
I think
I've struggled a lot with trying to find other people that have a similar goal as me in mind.
Sure. And I think that's what's so difficult is everybody has different goals and motivations.
Yep.
2, not everyone is as disciplined as the other or wants to do as much of the work. Not everyone feels that they have to put in as much work as somebody else.
And those conflict.
They do.
Literally the 2 things that you said. It is, if you find someone who has a similar work ethic as you do, they're probably on their own shit.
Sure.
They're probably doing their own like big project with that work ethic, and they want you to help them too. And you're like, yeah, but I got my own stuff.
Sure.
I'm doing my thing. You want to help me with my thing? No.
It's very much herding
I can't
cats.
help you with your thing. Yeah.
And part of it is
that balance.
I think also at the same time you have to recognize, and this is what I sort of think about myself is I think it's important to recognize where you sort of stand as a creator in terms of like what your place or position is. So like for myself, I've always looked at myself as being a good support, as like being somebody who can be a good second or a third person just in a production or can help with stuff. but I think everybody also looks at themselves as being the star of something. So nobody else wants to do that, being the second or the third. Nobody else wants to go, hey, this is so-and-so's video this time. Everyone goes, well, this is so-and-so's video, so they're going to do all the work.
It is.
Yeah. I want to do my own stuff as well. I want to be the star in certain videos. But the thing is it's also recognizing when somebody else can, sort of where it's their turn to be the person up in the forefront and your turn to be the support, or recognizing your strengths as a person and going, maybe I'm not supposed to be always in front of the camera. Maybe I'm supposed to sometimes, for example, facilitate a podcast where I can get a bunch of people on and then post that and then, start getting people to work together in that way and show people, oh, it's really not that hard to do that.
When can you choose to be the producer and when can you choose to be the performer?
Sure.
Like, that's a hard line to walk.
Absolutely.
Because if people are looking at you to produce for them and then they see you performing with them, there's just a clash. There can be a clash there.
Somebody has to take that first step as well. So, for example, on November 4th, and this has been semi-announced, I have 3 other people coming over, 3 other streamers, and we have picked out 4 games that are local co-op games.
Yeah.
To film to film on, this computer. I'll move it somewhere into the house that it'd be convenient. But and we're planning on spending all day recording videos in these 4 games. And the thing that we'll be doing is, because we're all streamers, we will all get a section of the videos. So I will get one, so-and-so will get one, so-and-so will get one, and
like
the other person will
relay.
get one. And so what'll happen is we'll put out a little schedule saying, okay, here's this event that we have coming up where we're going to be doing these VODs. We'll all be in the chats with each other. So,
which is video on demand, by the way. We've said
video on demand. We said VOD in case anyone. I expect that the
VODs.
folks who are watching these first few episodes would absolutely be people who know. But and so the idea is to put out a schedule saying from this time to this time, this episode will be on so-and-so's channel, so-and-so's channel, so-and-so's channel.
Like
and
a relay race.
Exactly. And the idea is to push people over to the other channels to watch and cross-pollinate audiences.
Across the street.
Exactly. But that's the idea and so I've already put that into motion, and part of
Nicely done.
myself, thank you, is just sort of recognizing I have all the equipment to do this. If I don't do it, I don't see other people doing it.
Right.
I don't see other people going, okay, I'm going to do this now and set this up. I don't know anybody else that'd be willing to take on all the logistics of figuring this out, discussing it with everybody.
That's where we get into the other problem that I've run into, which is just bandwidth. Because like I've said before, I've got my roommate who, both of my roommates are extremely capable and artistic and inspired people who do a lot of very cool stuff, where we could make a plan and do stuff together. But at the end of the day, if I were to try to have them work and make content for my channel, I'm only one person.
Sure.
And I don't know how I would be able to balance training them to make the things that I make in a way that would enhance their voice, their artistic creation, as well as match the kinds of things that I'm trying to make.
Sure.
That's kind of something that was we've been living together for 8-9 months now, and we're still trying to figure this out so we can get the gears rolling, because it's a great idea.
Absolutely.
It's a great idea. Of course, you want to work with the people that you live with and have a great working relationship with them and make cool stuff and play video games together. But how? Logistically,
right.
Do you teach everyone to use Premiere Pro? Do you teach everyone to use OBS in a way that can edit and export videos
I think
without them then also taking that and just being I'll make my own thing?
you should say that last bit one more time, because I do have to reset the camera.
I've got fucking no way.
Yeah. So I can play Switch games now, which is great.
What?
On my
What?
if I wanted to on my stream, I could play Switch games and capture Switch games
With the camera capture.
Yeah, with the cam link
version.
Yep.
Oh, that's
because
funny.
because the Switch has a HDMI output.
Yep.
And so you can just connect that into the computer, and then it connects via, you can either capture on the Elgato Capture software, or you can do it in OBS.
Oh, that's clever. That's really
anyway,
clever with
so
Scanlink.
We had to reset the camera there, as I normally do once or twice a podcast because of time limits on this thing. So anyway, so we were talking about you working relationship.
Yes.
And
After the time distillation, the warp that we did.
you wonder if you teach them Premiere Pro, like you use it, etc.
Right. There's a lot of bandwidth that's still required from me as a producer and a content provider, like
Right.
or someone that's making something. So I'm trying to make my Let's Plays, and then I would also have to help upload all of their stuff to
Right.
YouTube as well if they were making content on my channel. So it's like, how much can I do while still maintaining in the kinds of artistic integrity that I want with my show, the kinds of projects that I'm trying to build, as well as having them make stuff so that there's less of the burden on me. Like,
Right.
there's an extent of me trying to give burden to other people is burdening me. like
Right.
that act of like,
It's-
here, have this boulder. Oh God, this boulder's a big boulder.
But I
it's
think-
a big one, guys.
But I think when you look at individual strengths and you look at working with other people, that's a part of the process, is figuring out, is teaching them how to use certain programs. And I think once everyone gets to a certain level, it shouldn't be an issue to say, okay, I'm going to do this one, you do this one, you do this one.
Right.
Then
Then there's scheduling involved
then
too.
there's
which is
scheduling,
another
but-
extra layer.
And that's the point where everybody is sort of agreeing, okay, we're going to really make a push to actually do something with this. I think that's,
Right.
but
That's what I hope that I can get to that point someday too.
do you need to check your phone? I'm sorry.
No, I just need to silence it.
Oh, okay.
It's being a little
I didn't know if
noisy.
you had if you needed to answer like
I'm sorry,
a call or
I've got
something.
I've got an important business thing I've got to attend. Love you,
A
Ted. It's
business
great
thing.
being your friend. I'm done being your friend. I'm
Hey.
gonna go do business.
All right.
Nah.
But yeah, so I hope to
that's
get to that point eventually with people in Soba as well. It's like my sort of like dream and like for myself, my end goal has never been, Twitch. Twitch is fine. I love Twitch, and I was telling James, who was on last week, sort of like my end goal has never been to sit here and play games. That's never been it. My goal has been, I just want to do what I want. I want to just make things that like pop into my head and then just I want to make other burrito games, That's what I mean, is like, that's not gaming related in any way. It just happens to be for Twitch streamers who are doing something totally different, unrelated to Twitch. I'll keep doing Twitch streaming. It's fun. I like it as a hobby. But regardless, my end goal, if I were to ever do anything on Twitch, like get big enough to where I had some sort of audience, it would be to then go, okay, great. I have an audience on Twitch. Great partnership. I'm going to start doing other stuff now too, totally unrelated to Twitch, because I feel like eventually there's only so far you can go with that. It's your brand is going to fizzle out unless you expand to other stuff, unless you take those ideas that you have, those weird ideas.
Which is where your soul is pulling you anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And just like do that stuff.
That's where you want to be.
Sure.
Which I totally get. Similarly, just a little different. I've always wanted to just play games. But I don't want to do it like Twitch. I don't want to do it 6 hours a day. I don't want to play the same game over and over and over until I've grinded my niche into the ground. I've never wanted a niche. That's part of the problem, and it's part of why Rainy Day Let's Play as a project has never been economically viable. We're not a channel that I've never made my channel to grow.
Sure.
If I've wanted my channel to grow, I would be spending all my time buying popular games and playing popular games and doing things that would run that gamut. Instead, it's been about things that I want. Ideally, what I'd love to do is play a lot of games. Play
Sure.
a lot of small games that are short and games that are interesting to me. I did a project about 4 or 5 years ago called Indie 3. It was E3, but it was Indie. And I showed, it was a live stream. It was a live stream that we did 8 hours a day for 1 week during E3, the week of E3. And I got to show off 300 games.
That's awesome.
250 or so games.
I think that's cool.
And It was the coolest thing I'd ever done. It was 250 games that were not out, that were coming out, that were in some random stage of development. Some were just web pages that I was like, this is a video game, everyone. Look at this. Look at this. They're trying to make it, and we give them all the luck, and they have a website to show us so far. It was very experimental, very fun. It was probably the most popular thing I'd ever done at that point. And I was like, I like this. This was a calling for me. And there is no viability for it in Twitch architecture, infrastructure. There's no viability for it in YouTube.
Right.
Because then it's just a bunch of videos. It's like, where's my little middle ground where I can have a position of power enough to where I can just show people really cool, weird stuff?
Yeah.
That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah, so very similar or similar stuff where you want to make other stuff.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily want to just play games forever.
And I know the stuff that you want to make and the stuff that I want to make is something that people would be interested in.
Sure, absolutely.
I know that that's what people out there are looking for, but it's not in the cards right now just because of weird internet algorithms.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. But that's like also sort of where I, see myself as my position is I recognize that, oh, there's an open slot for somebody who wants to sit here and go, okay, you 4 streamers are going to get together on this day. We're going to play these games, and I'm going to make sure everything goes according to plan, and then it's going to get edited and released. Like, I recognize that there's a position for somebody out there who can organize streamers like that. Streamers are like herding cats, I had mentioned earlier. It's really difficult to get a group of 4 people to do anything together on the same day. We all have different, and that's not a fault of just streamers in general. It's a fault of being people. We all have different lives. We all have to work. We all have our own shit going on. But yeah, so that's where I see myself anyway. It's what I want to do. Is where I'd like to move to, and that's sort of.
I don't think I've really ever said that.
Oh no, absolutely.
It feels nice.
This is like the step. Like this is one of the steps. Is let me do this for myself. Is like I'll make this podcast with groups of people and show everyone in the group that it can be done and that you can do it if you
we can do
if
this,
you want to
guys.
set a little bit of time aside
this.
to do it. It's not really a big deal to do it. It's an hour once a week with different people to record, and then you edit it. And if you like doing it, then I'm also a lazy editor. Is the thing. I'm a fucking lazy editor.
I've been doing this for a long time. I automated as much of my editing as I could, and it became a thing where it became like trivial to edit. And so I've come around the opposite direction now. So like I was a lazy editor up until like 4 or 5 months ago, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna edit hard now. I'm gonna walk tall.
Do some real editing.
Do some real editing. And all the projects that I'm doing are now super editing heavy.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
I think it's good.
Weird how like the ritual of editing when you're in the booth for like I'm now in the booth for like maybe 3 hours on a video.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because like I want this video to have a whole bunch of different camera angles that are all cutting into each other, and I want to use it for a bunch of different things.
Right.
Again, this is another thing that's like, hey, Solon, the amount of work you're putting into this versus the number of views you're going to get is not comparable at all.
Right.
But it's for me. It's for me. And these are projects that I think push a different kind of envelope than what people will really see with their eyeballs. Is mostly for me to train. Like I love editing now.
Sure.
I suddenly became like super into the idea of editing for a long time. So it's funny because I'm like, why am I doing this? I could literally do this in like 15 minutes and just cut off the ends and then ship it.
Sure.
And be done with it. Why are we doing all this? No, it's because I don't know.
Enjoy
I like
it.
now.
It's
Suddenly I enjoy it now.
See, that's the thing is like it's fine. It's okay. I know it's a process that I have to do to finish the project that I want to get done, so I do it. It doesn't mean I like it any. I'd rather fucking pick up the book that I just bought the other day and read that. You know what I mean? It's it's I don't want to.
I didn't think I'd enjoy smash cuts, but every time I like sync the sound up and then make a cut and be like, I don't like that. Let's just do this instead and be like, that looked good. That actually looked good. We made a cut that looked good.
Yeah,
and it's a nice moment.
I think it's I totally lost my train of thought. Oh well.
Well, I had a thought earlier. This is something that I when I talked to the when I lecture at the universities,
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about Twitch, and we were talking about the systems that kind of uphold these infrastructures. And I wanted to make a claim. I want to make a bold claim. That
Okay.
Twitch in its current format could not have existed 9 years ago. 9 years ago, during YouTube's big heydays when YouTube exploded, if Twitch came out then and said, you are going to play video games, you're going to watch videos of people playing games for extended periods of time, no, it would die. It would die instantly. And that's because games weren't popular then. Why weren't games popular then? Because 15-minute videos weren't popular then. Why were 15 minutes videos not popular in YouTube 10 years ago? Because of their algorithm, the search algorithm.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so every time I give a talk, I talk about how the only reason any of us are doing what we do is because of a Google algorithm.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's my
interesting.
like, hey, basically it was 2009, 2010, I want to say, when the algorithm shifted to being focused on viewer retention as opposed to view count. When view count was big, the idea was you made a short 2-minute like jokey comedy video, and if that made it viral, you're good.
Right.
You're at the top of the search
And it's like-
results. You've got top billing on YouTube.
Sure.
You're golden. Once it was about viewer retention, a 12, 13, 15-minute video became popular.
Sure.
That's when you get stuff like Game Grumps coming out of nowhere,
Right.
quote unquote, and the Let's Plays that were being made on Something Awful forums with Slow Beef and Diabetes. Suddenly those were cropping up places, and you're like, this is weird. This is weird. Why is this up here? It's because it's 13 to 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
It just happened to fit the schedule.
That makes sense. And it's the longer somebody would watch, the more revenue that you would obtain from that, because
Up to a point.
And
that point was almost exactly between 12 and 15 minutes.
that's sort of why you see like Let's Plays sort of dying now, or at least
There's
game
been
players
changes.
not making as much money as they were, or this is why everybody now has a Patreon.
That too, especially.
It's because now
There's a lot of different forces that push
Yeah.
on this. My big claim is that because of the algorithm change in Google, making it so that people started to know, like, oh, watching someone play games is actually kind of cool, is normal. There's nothing weird about watching another person play a video game, because that was a huge
Right.
hurdle culturally for all of us for a long time. That's when Twitch started, and it was perfect.
So what is it now then?
The timing on that is just...
What is the algorithm now?
The algorithm now is just a whole menagerie of things.
'Cause-
Nobody really knows what the algorithm is.
Right.
It's something where you kind of have to just like see the trends over time.
Sure.
So it's kind of hard to be like, what's the algorithm right now? It's like, I could tell you what's been changing lately. I can tell you what's been moving, and we can kind
Right.
of extrapolate from there.
Because it seems like it's quote unquote family friendly content is what's being pushed more than anything. And it's because advertisers don't want to have their ads on fucking Nazi videos anymore and that sort of thing. But I
that
mean,
is definitely a pressure involved, yes.
yeah, but it's
Yep.
like there's a lot of stuff that they're just getting flagged as soon as they upload the video, and there's nothing like in it that's even slightly inflammatory. You know, it's a person eating snacks that's getting fucking flagged. It makes
Yeah.
no sense.
It is if you try to make anything about any queer identity at all, any of them, even straight identity, is like garbage.
That's it, though. It's like somebody eating, like, for example, I'm specifically referring to ProZD, who does, he's like a voice actor, and he does like goofy videos. He used to be a Viner, and then he's like a Asian dude that has like just a camera in his hand while he does it, and then switches characters and stuff. And then he does,
Son.
Son. I think that's his first.
Yeah.
I think it's very long, but I don't know how to say his name. And
He
I don't wanna
literally
say
made a
anything correct.
video today about how to pronounce his name.
Oh, really?
And that's
That's funny.
I knew
Yeah,
it.
ProZD. He's really good. He's super funny.
Son One. That's his name.
That's right. And he was posting recently that his videos were just getting flagged before he was even for instantly.
God.
And some were just snack videos. Some were literally just him eating snacks. And that's what I'm like referring to directly. It's like it just doesn't make any sense how that's happening. Like that's family friendly in my opinion.
We are not the YouTube that we are living in currently. We all live in one big box. It's called YouTube. there's a lot of algorithms in place now. There's not just one that affects everything. There's many algorithms that are affecting everything constantly. And one of the interesting pressures that you hit on earlier is not kid-friendly being because of ad revenue. It is one of the biggest pressures on YouTube is kid-friendly because parents are curating playlists for their kids to watch.
Interesting.
And then Google takes care of the rest of curating videos that are like that video.
Oh.
Because young kids, toddlers and up, have video access now.
Yeah.
They have free access to the YouTubes. And so their parents will they'll play like a playlist of videos for the kid to watch. And then YouTube will just start saying, hey, here's some more kid videos like that. And then the kid themselves will be like, I want to watch that. I want to watch that. I want to watch that next. I want to watch that.
So if they come across a video of somebody just twerking, then they might just end up with a bunch of twerking videos in there.
But the odds of that showing up are less because their parents have already curated a playlist that shows different recommendations for them. There's also now YouTube Kids.
Yeah.
YouTube Kids is a big push on that curation front. But yeah, it's super interesting.
Yeah, it is.
And watching kids engage with YouTube is fascinating. It's so cool. As my day job, because I'm not allowed to just play video games all day. As my day job, I work at a middle school, and I run their tech program. I basically the tech guy at the school. I give the students Chromebooks. They have a Chromebook. Every student has a Chromebook.
Wow.
And that means that every student has a Netflix machine that they can watch YouTube videos on whenever they want.
Yep.
Which is powerful. That is going to affect YouTube in big ways. Especially being like, just anything that has a softer aesthetic pops up real big. So it was Bendy, the Ink Machine was this huge pull from this random nothing game, which 3 years ago, Slenderman was this random pop-up that everyone was like, whoa, scary games. I want to watch someone get scared. Now it's like, I want to watch something that is identifiably kiddie and has an edge to it. So it hits the kids' audience and it hits the adults' audience in a really weird way. Follow that up with Cuphead. Tonally a little bit different. Oh my God,
yeah.
But aesthetically very similar.
Oh yeah.
It looks like Mickey Mouse, so kids are like, that is a Mickey.
That is a Mickey.
Like it's not complicated. It's not any more complicated than that. These things that are viral, that are popping up suddenly are kind of simple and weird how it's simple in an organic kind of way. And so, yeah, no, the many different algorithms that are now causing shifts in the cultural landscape of YouTube, which also in turn affects Twitch in a lot of ways, are now myriad. It is a quagmire of things that are pushing on content creators like myself, and every week it's something new, which sucks ass, but it's exciting.
And it sort of just occurred to me, it's really interesting. You know, do you remember the days of YouTube when you were able to find, or when you would just watch like random 2-minute animations from animators, like random like. That doesn't happen anymore. I don't see
Flash videos, my Newgrounds, my albino black sheep, my oh man.
What was the what was one? Like was it called one with the
Smosh?
No, the one with the unicorns. Charlie. Yeah, you don't see something like that anymore. That doesn't exist on YouTube anymore. There's no animators putting out stuff, and it's partially because like the way part of what YouTube encouraged for a long time was daily posting. And if you weren't posting, animators can't do that.
Of course.
They don't have the time to sit and do a vlog in between animating videos to make sure that they have like stuff up every single day. They have to animate. So now you just don't see that stuff. And now YouTube is no longer the place where you will find cool, like up and coming animators anymore. It just doesn't happen.
And this goes into another pressure, that is the idea of being able to serialize something. The serialization aspect of YouTube is if you can process something quickly enough to make it episodic in a reliable way, you can capture people who are usually consistently overwhelmed by so much media around them. Serialization helps make a constant in their life, something that's consistent, that keeps happening.
Yeah.
And so there's this idea of like, okay, I could watch 100 funny videos that are like spread out all over the place that people are giving to me because there's 100 viral videos that are out at any given second. Or I can watch one guy make 100 videos that I know will be in my, like, that'll be in my range.
Sure. And one example of that that's really been, at least for me, that I've enjoyed, and I got caught in that, was Steven Suptic in Sugar Pine 7, where he started doing these vlogs, but the way he started vlogging was in a very unique way, where all of the vlogs were instead, he was doing voiceovers over them, like, and as if he was creating a story, and he started narrating, and like he would basically vlog all day, or like film what he was doing, and then he would come home, edit, like do basic cuts and do a voiceover over it. And so he would make a story out of what he was doing. And now the videos that they're putting out, it's fully a real narrative where they've killed one of their friends has been killed in this like narrative, and like certain stuff has happened that has continued later on and come back as running jokes, and they'll put jokes in what they're filming. So it's like
LARPing his own life.
Yeah, basically. And it's like, so they write out what they're going to do a week or a couple days beforehand.
That's ballsy. Yeah. I love it.
It's really, and nobody else has done it. And nobody else has done it in this style either. It's very unique. It's so different. And, and I got caught up in it where I was like watching every single video that had come out because it was a story. It was like, what's weird shit is going to happen next. Like,
I loved it. It's going to affect the rest of his life.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just very interesting to watch. And I do recognize getting caught up in that. Like I did absolutely watch some of that and go like, yeah, I'm in all
That's
the way.
how I got through Danganronpa. Danganronpa is an awful game. Don't play it. It's just garbage. It's the worst. I love it. I love it. And no, it's a really great game series. And it's very, very long. Okay. It's like 40, 50 hours long, each of them. The third one just came out this last month.
Got it.
And it is very good, to Let's Play as a Let's Player. Mm-hmm. It is just perfect Let's Play fodder. And B, it's so good to watch other people make it's a weird game that hits that like story niche where you are reading the same story as everyone else's, but everyone reacts to it differently.
Sure.
Because there's just so much happening in the story. It's a game about kids that are forced to kill each other.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yep. Wonderful. Sounds like a great time.
And they're all extremely horny.
Good. So they're all doing each other as well.
Nope.
No,
because it's not that kind of game.
They're all horny because they're not doing each other.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It is very problematic. Mm-hmm. It has a lot of weird themes in it, and but so yeah, it's like this perfect Let's Play fodder of, even though it's just a story game. It's just a story game. You just read the story. It's the same story for everyone.
Yep.
Nobody's gonna experience it differently, but it's so fun to watch people play it.
Have you ever played Katawa Shoujo?
Uh-huh. Yep, that was the first dating sim. That was what got me into dating sims, was Katawa Shoujo.
Oh, that's super funny.
I dated Rin, and it was...
She the one with no arms?
That is... Is that Rin?
There's one with no legs.
Yep.
There's a character that doesn't have arms.
What's the name of the Sprinter Girl?
Was it the Sprinter Girl?
That's who I was with.
My
roommate at the time was with the painter.
Let's see. The painter is the one.
I gotta look at my.
Sorry,
no
this
arms.
is like. Hold on.
You just threw me way back. You threw me way back, Ted.
Here's the thing, because I don't know very many people that have played that game.
God, Shoujo is just really good.
It's a really good game. I agree. I found one route
that I was just like, all right, that was okay. All the other routes were like, this is the best game I've ever played. And I'm at like, I've played probably 40, 50 different Oda-made dating sims that are in the same style, and it's number 2. It's still the second best.
What's the best
Oda-made dating sim I've ever played? Sweet Fuse. Sweet Fuse at your side. It's a PSP game where... All right, Ted. Everyone who's ever played Sweet Fuse is like, all right, hold on to your shit. All right, Ted, this is Sweet Fuse at your side. It is a video game for the PSP. It is a dramatic visual novel where you date cute boys. But that's not it. You are Keiji Inafune's niece. The niece of the person who made Mega Man. Literally, the creator of Mega Man. Keiji Inafune has made a theme park for you to enjoy. He made a theme park based on video games.
All right.
And it's a beautiful theme park. It's the grand opening. You're there because you're his niece. And suddenly it is taken over by bioterrorists dressed as pigs. a giant pig
What the
named
hell?
Dr. Hogstein
Yes.
has taken over the park, has kidnapped your uncle,
All right.
Keiji
All
Inafune,
right.
creator of Mega Man,
All right.
and a whole bunch of investors, and has kicked everyone else out except for you and 7 hot dudes.
I'm for it. That sounds hilarious.
And so you have 7 days of Saw-like activities to survive in every corner of the theme park. And if you survive them, you'll get access to Castle Hogstein, where you'll be able to free your uncle. And if you don't, you die. And so do your boyfriends.
All right.
So every day is a different video game themed execution murder simulator.
Well then.
And in the midst of all of it, you fall in love with a different guy. And the guys are very good. It's a wide range, a good diverse cast, and I loved all of them.
That sounds like the best.
It's so much, and it's so good.
So
And you can emulate it, which is super important.
perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna emulate it because I need to play it now. The character that I romanced was that I remember now because I was looking this up. Lily was who I romanced.
Yeah,
the blonde,
Lily
the
the
blonde
blonde.
with the blind blonde
Yep.
girl, and I was just like, she's perfect. She's just
so
like
nice.
she's very proper and very
nice.
prim. She's
And then bad things happen, and you're like, please no.
right. She's very white bread. Let's be real. She's very white. She's the most white bread character that you can.
She's an angel.
Well, I mean,
Well,
she's definitely the most white bread character that you can date in the game. So Rin is the arms girl.
okay.
Uh,
It started with a Y, didn't it?
is it? I'm looking up right now. Hold on. It's. Let's see.
Please literally tell me the name of my first girlfriend. That's a weird way to put it.
It's not. That it is a weird way to put that. I'm gonna reset the camera
And
here
she
just
was
for that.
freaky. Sorry, that might be a little too lewd for this channel.
No, that's okay.
She was freaky. I can't believe I can't remember her name now.
I'm looking it up right now. Okay, so I've got this
It's
up here.
literally like the only girl that I've dated in like 5
Kenji
years of doing this.
Sao, Sheena Shizune?
Shizune? No, it's not Shizune. She had the corkscrew.
Rin Corkscrew.
Yep. The drill.
Oh, that's
the drill
right.
ponytails.
I don't think she's a character you can date.
You can't date her. It's tragic.
I also think she doesn't
Emmy.
have. It's
I
Emmy.
saw the name.
That's
I
who
saw
it
the
was.
name.
I'm also pretty sure you can't that. Rin doesn't have a disability. She's just there as like somebody's like companion or
You mean
like
Shizune?
no.
Shizune is the helper. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like, Shizune
With the pig drill.
with the pig drills. Yeah, she's not
Drill
not
tails.
disabled. She's there as somebody's helper.
She's an
was
aide.
the thing. She's an aide. That's what
Yep.
it is. That's the correct term. Yeah, and I never dated any of the other girls, but
It's a long game.
It is.
Every single route in that game is like 5-6 hours of
it
reading.
is. I actually played it when I was depressed and unemployed, and it was like, and
Fives for depression and unemployment.
I was depressed and unemployed at the time, and I was like, well, I have time.
But
so
Kawa Shoujo was such a breath of fresh air.
it was. It let me.
really
It was
was.
good in the sense that it let me escape from like the bullshit that was going on. And the writing was extremely good. It was believable, and like everything about it was like it was pretty decent. You know, I enjoyed a lot of what it had to offer, and it even made me look into playing other dating simulators. I never ended up playing anymore.
You want my list? You want my whole list? Because I got a list for you.
Here's the thing: I don't play games that often. I don't play them
I don't
anymore.
play games. Games play me.
I don't have time anymore to play games, and it's really sad. But I just don't have the time anymore. I want to. For example, I was saying earlier, I'm playing Breath of the Wild, but that's
Yep.
the only game I've been able to sink time into for the last
Once you start
feel
Breath
like
of the Wild,
2 years.
that's the only game you can play for as long as you're playing it, and it's a long game.
Well,
How do you have bandwidth for anything else?
Timber and I also just got Stardew Valley for the
Oh,
Switch
no.
as well, so we're
Oh,
deep
no.
into that again. I love Stardew Valley, but It's like I have it for the PC, and I have all these like quality of life mods that I've installed into it that make the game like 1,000 times better. And the Switch version doesn't have any of that, which is a bummer. But it looks beautiful on this like little screen, and then like playing it up on the TV. It looks awesome. I fucking love it. But
That's so cool.
They're great.
I'm so glad that Stardew Valley was able to get onto the Switch so easily.
There's other indie games that I also want on the Switch. Like I know Binding of Isaac is coming out for it.
Yep.
I really wish Darkest Dungeon would come out for it. That's a great game. I think it would be a great option for the Switch. And including, I want to say, oh shoot, there were some other games that I had. Spelunky is one that I think would go really, really well on there.
I know Read Only Memories 2048 is coming out on Switch, and I'm really excited for that.
There was another. What's the dancing? Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Crypt of the Necrodancer.
I think that would be really good on the Switch as well.
Yep.
They could pull out like a whole backlog of indie games and just like fill up the Switch with actual games. I am shocked that the Switch is such a magnet for indie titles because it's easy to develop for. Who'd have thunk that a Nintendo console would be easy to develop for? Not me. Currently, right now on the Switch, they don't have any games for it still. Like this month, I think, or at the end of next month or something, is Metroid Prime.
Yep.
Metroid Prime 4 and then Super Mario Odyssey. So
you can play Puyo Puyo though on it.
What's Puyo Puyo?
Puyo Puyo Tetris?
I've never played Puyo Puyo Tetris. Is it good?
It's a great puzzle game.
It's Tetris,
It's a puzzle game. Yep. It's Tetris. It's Battle Tetris. It's one of the greatest fighting games I've ever played.
Is it like new or is it a remake?
It is a new version of there's a lot of things that are new about it.
Okay.
So Puyo Puyo is a game series where blocks fall from the top. It's been around as long as Tetris has. Both of these games have grown up separately. This is a game where it puts them together.
Interesting.
And it's cool. It's cool, and it's really easy and accessible for like a party. And it's also a rage-inducing fighting game.
Emmy was into anal, right?
Really competitively, huh?
I said Emmy was into anal, right?
Yes.
All right, and with that,
Back to Emmy.
and with that, we're gonna end the podcast there.
You can catch me on Rainy Day Let's Play on YouTube, on twitch.tv/Rainy Day Let's Play, or follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Solon Cubed.
And then you can find me on twitch.tv/Ted's Friends, or you can find me on my Instagram at Ted's Friends, or you can find me on Twitter at Friends of Ted.
What are you playing tomorrow?
Nothing. I have work tomorrow.
What games are you playing right now? Just to
let's see.
Give them a taste.
Today I was playing A Hat in Time.
Nice.
Which is fucking awesome. It's exactly everything that I wanted from a platformer. So I'm playing A Hat in Time, and then I am also playing a variety of other games. I've been playing Shadow of Mordor. I've been playing Dishonored. And then Oxygen Not Included I've been playing a bunch of as well. Great game.
Very cool.
Number one game. What have you been playing?
I'm playing, right now I'm recording 999, which is another child murder mystery where teenagers are angry and horny and killing each other. This is a theme.
Got
apparently.
it, yes.
What else are we playing? Grand Theft Auto. We're doing a role play through Grand Theft Auto. I've been doing a role-playing game that my roommate made called Paradigm Adventures, where we are playing superheroes. Mm-hmm. And that's a tabletop RPG that we record. And what are we streaming tomorrow? Probably Hatsune Miku's Project Diva and Destiny 2. Just a huge range. Just a bazillion things are happening on the channel at any given time.
All right.
And you'll see me there, and I'll be cute, and I'll hang out with you, and I'll love you a lot. So thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me be your friend.
Doing the... I like that you're doing the outro.
I like it. I love it too much.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.